In this video, I'm going to go over the paper homework for logs and how to graph numbers 15 through 22. I'm just going to do a couple of them so you can see how they lay out. First off, I want to take a look at some notes here just to remind you. So when we're looking to graph logs, remember it's the inverse of exponentials. So here's the notes from your lessons. We would have, if we have b to the x equals y, we have the points -1b, 0, 1, and 1b. So for log base b of x equals y, we would have the inverse. So we're going to have 1 over b and -1, 1, 0, and b 1 for our parent function. Then we can apply the transformations that are given in each particular graph. Okay, so I'm going to go back over to the homework page blank. So if I were graphing this one, a half log of 3x, I would have my base is 10 because there's nothing there. So it's understood to be 10. So b is 10. And so then if I have the points that we just talked about. So on this, I just wrote the points up here for the parent function, and we would go ahead and list them. We can have 1 over 10, -1, and then we would have 1, 0, and we would have 10, 1. So that would be your parent, and then we have a vertical compression on here of a half. So all my y values for the new function are going to be cut in half. So I can just write those over here. I don't have any shifts on there. So I'm going to just go ahead and write this would be -1/2, 0, and 1/2. And then remember for x, you always do the inverse thing. So if it's being multiplied by 3 and I have a horizontal thing going on, I'm going to do the inverse. So I'm going to divide by 3 or multiply by 1/3. So we can go ahead and write those in here. It's easiest to think of it as if I'm dividing by 3, I'm multiplying by 1/3. So I just wrote that down there. So then I would have 1/30. And then for 1, I would just have 1/3. And for 10, I would have 10/3. So then you just need to think about placing these points. So they're really very small. You also need to think about what your asymptote is. So we can't have 0 and we wouldn't have any negative values. So we're going to go ahead and, or negative x's. That would only happen if we had like a shift or a flip or something like that. So in our domain, we're going to have our asymptote is the y-axis here. Okay, so we want to approach that. And then we're going to go ahead and plot our points, our 1/3, 0, right in there. And then our 1/30, -1/2 would be just really pretty small right in there, almost touching. And then the 10/3, we can just convert that, if you want to just convert that into a mixed number, just to remind you there, it'd be 3 1/3. So it's easier to place. And then I would have that at a half. So once you get your basic points placed, then it's just kind of hard to draw because it's really close. So just do your best. I know on the key too, it looks like it's really on that line. But we're just looking for a sketch here. And then it would kind of go off like that. And that would be for number 15. All you need to do